Joining me right now are noted filmmakers and industry leaders from the media and entertainment industry, Mr. Vikramaditya Motwane and Mr. Atul Sabharwal. If you watch Jubilee on Amazon Prime, you know what I'll be talking about.
कुछ लोगों में कमाल की बात होती है, अगर कोई उन्हें उनकी हक की जगह ना दे, तो वो छीन कर अपनी जगह बना लेते हैं।
रॉय टॉकीज में आजकल मदन कुमार नाम के नए चेहरे को लेके काफी गर्मा गर्मी है।
Thank you so much, Mr. Motwane, Mr. Sabharwal, for joining us. We'll do a quick chat about everything related to the media and infotainment industry. But to begin with, your thoughts after speaking at the 32nd edition of the Broadcast India show.
It was fun. I think we had a lovely chat with Akshay Rathi. Spoke a lot. We spoke about Jubilee. We spoke about the industry at large and outlook. So yeah, it was a fun chat. Mr. Solwart?
Yeah, very, very fun chat. We really enjoyed it.
All right. I know that sometimes people like you do not want to give a sneak peek, but I'll put you in a spot. What are some of your upcoming projects? Give us a little sneak peek already.
Okay, so I start a series called Black Warrant, which I start shooting next month. So that's a series. It's based in Tihar Jail in the 80s.
Okay.
And there's a film that I've shot called Control, which is almost ready. It should be out sometime in the first quarter next year.
Mr. Sabharwal, upcoming projects, sneak peek.
There is Jubilee Season 2, for which we should know the budget from Deepika, who's trying to hide behind the food. And there is a film called Berlin, which will release this year. That's with Z Studios. And there's a series called The Amritsar Falcon, that's with Sony.
Super. So now that we've got a little heads up on what to watch out for, our audience and viewers can take a note of that. Which brings me to my next question. How important is it to have a platform like Broadcast India where we have, stalwarts like the two of you, amongst many others, come and discuss what is the need of the hour, OTT and theatre and cinema?
I think it's great. I mean, we were just discussing it earlier. I wish we had something like this for the film world, actually, in the sense that, to at least talk about whether it's to discuss future tech or or budgets or sales and how to use any of the collaborations that you would have between different levels and different people and different sort of mediums in a sense in the industry. So I think it's fantastic. I think for the broadcast world, for the scat world, as you guys call it, I think it's wonderful. That's what I'm saying. I just wish that next time maybe you should just bring film world also.
Bring more of the film world. We've taken note of that feedback. So
yeah, it's great. I'm from the generation that has grown up around trade fairs at Pragati Maidan in Delhi, and I sort of miss that. And I feel we should, along with Broadcast India, also have a film finance forum, kind of like the way it happens in Singapore, the South Asian Film Finance Expo, because that's one part of the business which rarely gets covered as a trade fair or an expo. Right. We have tech fairs and we have pitch fairs like the Film Bazaar or the Broadcast India or or for the audio industry there is the Palm Expo. But there's nothing for film finance, so I hope that also happens.
So more of film, hopefully, and perhaps, God willing, we'll get more of the film industry in our next show. As you said, last couple of questions. When it comes to OTT versus theatre versus going to the cinemas, there's so much debate about it, and there's one too many opinions. But how much of this has impacted the industry overall with OTT, with cinema, with theatre? Is anyone losing balance? Is anybody losing its importance, or each has its own space?
I think the audience is the only one losing their balance right now. I don't think that it's not a versus. I don't think there is a versus. I think that yes, in the pre-pandemic world, I think there was a need for us to go to the movie theaters. I think that need has now become a want. But as we've seen, people clearly want to go to the movie theaters anyway. So. And I think we're extremely comfortable in both places. There are things that we will choose to watch on streaming. There are things that we will choose to watch in the movie theater, and that's exactly how it should be. So I think I think it's a great. The only thing I think, if anything, is maybe the fact that there is almost too much to watch. So you really have to, which is good also, but it also just means that you really have to now start choosing to, what streaming platform do you want to watch, or what kind of shows do you like to watch, what kind of movies do you like to watch. I think that's the only really
right. Would you like to say something about that?
I think with the more the platforms, the better it is for a creator, because you have those many distribution avenues. And the ball is really in the audience's court now. So, like with audiovisual content now, it's like walking into a bookstore. You have sections, a specialized section, and you have so much variety to choose from. So the burden is on the audience to choose well and watch well, I guess.
And my last question, and I'm going to try and put you on a spot. In one word or in one sentence, the future of OTT and the future of Indian cinema. In a word or in a sentence.
That's a very interesting question.
And the future of Indian cinema is great, and therefore by default the OTT future is also great.
Mr. Motwane?
I think, a bit of a caveat. It's I think there's the onus, I believe, today is on, so not a one-line, one-word answer. I think the onus today is on creators to be able to make stuff that's not mediocre. So, yes, I think the future of both OTT and cinema depends entirely on what filmmakers end up creating, or what creators end up creating, in that kind of sense.
All right. With that, we will come to an end to this, but we promise you that we will try and get as much as we can of Mr. Motwane and Mr. Atul in our future podcasts, in interviews and shows. Thank you very much, Mr. Atul, for your time. Thank you for your time, Mr. Motwane.
Thank you. We are stalwarts.
Anything that you'd like to say as a sign-off?
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you so
Thanks.
much. Thank you for doing this.